Prime targets remain stalled out.
Hello viewers, and today I've got another off-meta loadout that you can use in Warzone. In this video I'm using the M60 LMG, which came out alongside the Cold War integration in Warzone. The M60 is a fairly slow firing LMG that hits very hard and has very strong vertical recoil, and so the attachments that I've selected for this build mainly improve the mid-range engagement effectiveness of the M60. This is because the M60 can by no means have a no recoil loadout, but we can make it as easy to control as possible, and I think through a lot of experimentation this is probably one of the best loadouts that you can use for the M60. But before I break down those attachments and show you some really awesome gameplay that I've got with this build, it would be amazing if you could subscribe to the channel. I'm around about 50 subscribers away from 400, but really I'm going for that goal of 1,000 subscribers, and I'd love to get there as quickly as I can so that I can really step up my content for you in the future. Because as you might know, once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can actually start earning a little bit of money from these videos, and that means that the money I earn I can put back into the videos and make them as good as I can for you. And so moving on to the attachments, some of the attachments have still not been tested yet by True Game Data, but with the attachments that I have selected, a majority of them have had their specific statistics published to the True Game Data website if you would like to have a look at them yourself. But starting off in the muzzle attachment slot, I was actually really going for the agency suppressor because it increases that bullet velocity and effective damage range, meaning that I can actually go for almost long suppressive beams with the M60 and really put pressure on enemies that are more used to having to deal with snipers rather than an automatic machine gun. But I've found out that by using the SOCOM eliminator that we actually really need the vertical recoil control over all of this, as because with the agency suppressor, whilst it does provide vertical recoil control, it's only a 6% improvement, whereas for the SOCOM eliminator the vertical recoil control is reduced by around about 13%. Unfortunately, we do take a 10% hit to horizontal bounce, but we can use other attachments in the other attachment slots to claw back at that horizontal bounce control that we have lost. And that brings us to the underbarrel attachment slot, where I'm using the Field Agent Grip for a 15% boost to horizontal bounce recoil control, meaning that we actually overall gain a 5% increase after the 10% reduction from the SOCOM eliminator muzzle. But you can also see that we gain additional vertical recoil control in the form of a 6% improvement here. This means that we get an almost 20% improvement to vertical recoil control, which in terms of the Cold War guns is actually quite significant. Naturally, the M60 already has 100 rounds in its magazine, and so instead of increasing that by 20 or 50 rounds, I would rather just not have any downsides and increase that reload quickness. And with the fast mag, that's exactly what you get. You still get that 100 rounds, and because the M60 doesn't fire very quickly, it doesn't really matter that we're not gaining any more rounds, because 100, I can tell you, is more than enough to take on a couple of enemies for quite a long amount of time. And with the reload being a lot quicker, you can take the time and know that you're not too much out of the action while you are reloading. For the optic, you may know that the M60 optic isn't the greatest, and so I just wanted to go for a sight that was nice and clean and didn't add too much to the aim down sight speed. The Silix Hollow Scout is personally one of my favourite sights. It provides around about a 1.25 zoom, even though it does say it's a 1.7 times zoom. If you actually measure the pixels of what it zooms into, it's a 1.25 times zoom, and it only increases the ADS time by 17 milliseconds, which is more than worth it for that clear sight picture. You'll see that I'm not actually using a barrel for this build, and that's because the barrels for the LMGs are pretty awful at the moment. You can see here that even though firing movement speed and ADS firing movement speed would increase the agility of the LMG, which is definitely a desirable thing to have, we lose damage range and horizontal recoil control takes another hit. And the same can be said for quite a lot of these barrels as well. The only one I think would be any good is this 22.H match grade barrel, but unfortunately we don't have the exact statistics at the moment for how much the range is boosted by, so I'd rather not take the chance, and instead I'm using the tactical stock in the stock attachment slot, which provides an 18% boost to aim walking movement speed, which therefore increases that maneuverability of the weapon, and that can definitely be a really big help when you're using an LMG as heavy as the M60 as your primary weapon. But let me know if you do give this weapon a go. I'm sure that I will return to this at some point and maybe try out the agency suppressor perhaps, and I'd love to try the thermal scope on the M60 because I think that could be a little bit of a hidden gem. But let me know if you do give it a go nonetheless. And leave a like if you enjoy the video and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy the gameplay. I downed one of them.
Friendly loadout drop on the way. Enemy UAV overhead.
No, he was hiding around the back of it, the bugger.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
You got a mate.
Planting Claymore. Fire over here.
Where are they, Charlie? Are they still on that corner?
There's a jailbreak in the
Target
gulag.
right here.
You've got incoming.
I shot him a load then. One here.
Throwing stun.
No, I didn't stun him. I didn't stun him. He's on the motorway. Yeah.
Stand by for coordinates.
He's here, Charlie.
Acknowledge waypoint cohorts.
Oh, okay. He's on the VATS
Indicating
now.
waypoint.
How did he get up there? Dropped off the back of the VAT. He used dead silence. Yeah, he's on me. I wasn't getting any hit. The first two hits didn't register.
Located a supply box.
They obviously the shotgun shots don't go through the fence. Yes. The hill towards prison.
Repositioning.
Mine gone.
Shit! I'm taking fire!
Reckon they're gonna rush?
Friendly UAV overhead.
I bet they're the ones hunting you, Charlie. Yeah, they're on me, right on me now. Down one. I'm in trouble. At the lorry, Charlie.
You're safe.
No. Yeah, he is. He's somewhere here. Oh, nice. Nice.
Fighting fit.
I don't know if you've got a gas mask,
Have
but
eyes
there's
on
one
gas
there.
mask.
Oh, Charlie, player behind.
Contract
Potentially
identified.
flying in. Flying in. Yeah, he's just dropped into the forest.
Got gas moving in.
We should just head him off because the gas is going to push him.
Buy station identified.
Don't understand.
Under hostile
In the
fire.
trench. He's getting his mate up, I think. My mine just went off as well, so those people are back. This trench can get me.
You're good. Sit tight.
Okay.
I've got this.
We'll use it one at a time, I think. Quite open there. It does kill him, by the way. Like, it does actually damage. Mark him. This building.
Indicating waypoint.
I'm just going to use my RCXD then, if you can cover me.
Final deployment is making ready. Your window's closing fast.
Oh my god, it's hard to control.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone. Friendly
Moving here.
RCXD in the AO.
They're in that building, aren't they?
Loadout drop.
I'm damaging him. They've gone way left. What, the other one's even further? Mark, last known if you can. I see him. He's here.
Stand by for coordinates.
Yeah, and there's also a guy above me. Look above me, Charlie, on the roof. I hear him.
Mark the target.
Nice, I can cross safely now. No, I'm coming.
Gas is
Where are they
closing.
shooting from?
I'm taking.
Yeah. And the guys just jumped off the crane towards you.
9 targets remaining. Stall now.
Yeah.
Movement.
Tango
I had to
removed.
kill him because he was selfing, sorry. It didn't tell me. I ran into it.
Movement.
Thank you.
Movement.
Hey, I'm just armoring it.
5 remaining.
Oh god, my controller
You've got
batteries
gas
are low.
moving in.
Let's get to the safe zone.
My controllers might run out.
Movement.
I've lost vibration. I can't change them now. Maybe I should. Yeah, same. Charlie, I'm gonna change my batteries.
Enemy marked.
Why is my sound gone? Downed him. He's got one more.
Throwing
Stunning
stun.
him. He's stunned, he's stunned, he's stunned.
Back in the saddle. Throwing stun.
Literally just them two left. Charlie, I'm gonna RCXD once I'm in the circle.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe
I
zone.
can't. I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna die now.
Friendly RCXD in the AO.
I'm driving.
Ground.
Where are they? Found him. Yes!
Win. Proper job.
That is how you... You've got them head. You've got a gas... That was good. I'm gonna upload that, but that's not gonna be a loadout. Or maybe that's how I'm gonna do the 60. To be honest, I do have it pretty good now. The only thing I don't have is the suppressor. Oh my god, I had to change my batteries. That RCXD came in so clutch then. I just exploded it on him and it killed him.